Hey, thanks for stopping by today. It's really good to see you. Last Sunday, we talked about being consistent, and that is showing up at the table for one another, showing up and being part of each other's lives. And we looked into the lives of Bartimaeus and Zacchaeus to see how these two men and their encounter with Jesus radically changed their life. Now, one of the things I wonder about is what was life like for these men after their encounter with Jesus? I imagine that Bart probably found a lot of grace in his community. He had been blind, unable to work, and so people were probably willing to cut him some slack and help him get back on his feet, so to speak. Zacchaeus, on the other hand, people probably went from a place of fear, probably wondered, did he really change? Did he just put on a show for Jesus? I imagine that he may have considered moving out of Jericho and going someplace where he could get a fresh start and put all of his tax collector life behind him. Well, the truth of the matter is that both Bart and Zacchaeus were going to need a community. They were going to need someone to help them in their new lives. And while their community of Jericho might have treated them differently, Jesus was working to create a whole new community. So Paul clues into this when he's talking to the believers in Rome. Now, living in Rome, helping a blind person was frowned on because you're just increasing their misery. You weren't supposed to help the blind and the poor because that just reinforced their state. And scammers weren't welcome anywhere. So Bart and Zach would not have made it in Rome. But Paul says, you know what? As a community of Jesus, we do things differently. We start at a different place. And this is what he told them in Romans chapter 12, starting at verse 9. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil and cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. The community of Jesus would be, under those rules, would be totally different than any community in Rome. Um, they would be sharing with one another. They would be helping one another. They would be loving one another. And it would be a radical departure from the culture around them. Well, with Bart, the starting point was the restoration of his sight, and it may have been a grace restoration within his community. Zacchaeus, the starting point was probably fear. The community of Jesus aims to start with love towards one another, and love enfolding those who are looking for that new restoration point. So let's let our love be genuine. Let's be genuine in how we are consistent with each other, and also for those who are coming and seeking a restoration and they're in need of a community to get a new life start. Let that love be genuine, and then let love reveal the genuineness of the hearts around us as we walk together in the fresh start of life that Jesus gives us. Hey, thanks for showing up today. God bless you and have a great day.